everybody. Welcome back to my little corner of the internet, and welcome back to the Taking Liberties Pro Wrestling Podcast. Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you everyone that everyone that finds the podcast on YouTube and whatnot. We're on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Overcast. We're all over the place. And recently, we have gotten on to Apple Podcasts, so go ahead and leave a 5-star rating and a review. It'll help out the podcast a lot. And this week I am joined by two guests. That's right, two guests. Um, you assholes want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
It's Andrew. I hate wrestling, as you might remember. I might hate it even more after we talk about the things we've watched this week, but we will see.
And I guess I'm Nick, and
Yeah.
whatever, just kind of here. I watched wrestling, and here we are.
Yes. Hopefully, anybody listening has listened to these in order, so they've already heard you guys. But it's not that always goes sometimes, and that's fine. That's fine. But this week we reviewed TNA Impact, February 18th, 2005, and it was a show. You guys wanna go ahead and break this down?
Oh, absolutely.
Football.
Before anything else, I think it's worth mentioning after a conversation the two of you had on the last episode about TNA and its attempts to cross into the mainstream. And I think there's a lot to be said about the opening promo of this show, right? If you remember, this show opened with a look back at some Super Bowl pre-show type thing where
Football.
where Kevin Nash proclaimed something about Tom Brady, and then DDP calling Jarrett Kevin Nash's bitch. And there was like a pull apart and some guards in a guitar spot. And
Yeah, there were some guards, and then Jarrett hit DDP with the guitar in the back, and DDP did the goofiest sell. Like he essentially did the honky tonk man dance as he was like selling, falling down to the ground.
Oh my
Ridiculous.
god, that is the best way you could have described that.
So this recap like package that they showed at the very beginning, commentary said New Age Outlaws several times. Like I'm sure you guys caught that, right? And there's no way that I don't know how Vince didn't just go ahead and sue them for that, because there's no way New Age Outlaws is already a copyright by WWE. But so many times I heard New Age Outlaws, and I don't think I heard Billy Gunn, but I'm pretty sure I heard X Pac in there. So I don't know what they had going on there. Lots of pyro to open this show. Not as much as usual, but there was a lot of pyro in this show.
Budget cuts.
Yeah, I would think so.
so if we can take a look at this, we got here Michael Shane with Kazarian against the man, the truth, Ron Killings with his boys, BG James and Conan, the 3 Live crew.
So, did you guys notice the crowd sweetening on this show?
Oh yes.
Yep.
I noticed many times on this show a lot of noise and no motion.
It was in this match, like immediately I noticed, because the crowd was going crazy. They were going nuts, and they were going so loud that I could barely even hear the commentators. And I'm just thinking, like, what the fuck is going on? And I hear so much noise, and I'm just looking at the people, and it's like there's no reaction at all. Everyone's just looking around. Some people are like almost literally sitting on their hands, and it's just nothing going on at all. So
Michael Shane and Ron Killings.
Yeah, lots of crowd sweetening going on.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you asked me, the crowd was absolutely electric for this really nice, heated match.
Yes, for
I was feeling a lot behind it, as I was watching it. So I can understand where all that heat from the crowd was coming from.
I don't really have too many notes for this match. I just said Truth with a beautiful front missile drop kick, and then he hit a lie detector, and then he did this. I don't know if I don't know if it has a different name because of the way he fell, but he did a fucking Kaneko Buster. Did you either you guys catch that?
I can't say I
I
did, but
yeah,
honestly,
I
I'm
didn't
not
catch that.
surprised at all if that's something that actually went down.
Yeah, he had Michael Shane up, and basic Muscle Buster setup, and yeah, he just did the Kaneko Buster, and he fell to his knees, and it looked like he fucking broke Michael Shane's neck. I was like, Jesus. So a lot of cheating in this match from Kazarian's part. A lot of cheating.
Oh, there was
And
so much
BG
constant
James and
interference.
Conan didn't do a damn thing for some reason, even though they were at ringside. But even with all the cheating, Killings wins pretty decisively and hits the axe kick, for the win. So that was that. You guys got anything you want to say about that match?
It was a solid opener, and that's pretty much it. It
Yeah,
was just a match that existed.
yeah, it was a good little 4 minute, whatever it was, and it did what it needed to do.
Yep, it did do that. And then there was a pretty good Daniels promo up next, just saying that it's unfair that he has to earn another title shot, but he will if he's got to beat every man in the X division to do so. That was pretty much it. And then up next was Lex Lovett and Buck Quartermain versus Chase Stevens and Andy Douglas, the Naturals.
With Chris Candido.
Yeah, with Chris
Okay, do
Candido. That's
not
right.
forget Chris Candido. He is
That's
absolutely
right.
integral in this match.
Hey Nick,
Yeah.
was it the first episode that you were on that we were like, "Who the fuck is Buck Quartermain"? Was that?
Yeah. Who the fuck is this guy?
Who is? Yeah, and then I don't even remember us talking too much about Lex Lovett either. So I don't.
Buck Quarterman.
Who
What
is? I
the?
don't know. He just comes out of nowhere. Who is this guy? So yeah, Buck Quarterman and Lex Lovett. They came out of nowhere. So the thing, this was a heel versus heel match, right? Because couldn't really tell who's
I
getting
didn't,
the heat. There
I
was
didn't
no
get
reaction.
Well,
any babyface vibes from Quartermain or Lovett. So
well, Quartermain. I would call him an enigma in professional wrestling. Uh, I mean, how can you define this guy as either a face or a heel? I think he just transcends professional wrestling. You know.
Okay, so the last time I saw either of these guys, they were both being jobbed out, and they didn't really have enough time to be a face or heel job guy in general. So now they've just been put together, and I have no idea if they're heel or face. I know the Naturals aren't face, so this match has no heat essentially, and it just kind of dies a death. Uh, Lovett hits a really nice blockbuster. That was cool. The two guys got like a double Falcon arrow. The faces, I guess. I don't know the jobber faces. I don't know. See, it's the dynamic is weird. It's so weird. And the Naturals then hit the Natural Disaster, which is like a stunner gutbuster combo, and they get the win.
I mean that was kind of neat. I was kind of into that. They also did it to oh, which one was it that they didn't pin?
Uh, doesn't matter.
I don't know. They hit it on both dudes, and
Yeah,
I was like, damn, bro, that's cool as shit.
yeah, it's a cool move. It's like I
Yeah,
said, it's
yeah.
like a
Keep
gutbuster
beating up the
stunner
other dude
combo. It's good.
after. Yeah, beat up the other dude who didn't get hit with the finish because he needs one too. It's all for good measure.
Right, right.
Well, in this match, I thought Buck Quartermain was the legal man.
I think the ref stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
I
probably.
think he just wanted it to end.
TNA tag matches are weird. Legal man syndrome left and right. I don't
A,
really.
lucha rules, am I right?
No, I don't really put.
Lucha rules.
I try to stop questioning it. You just gotta watch it, I guess. But
Just watch the product,
yeah, just
dumbass.
watch it. Either you got any notes about this next segment with like Tracy and everything? I didn't really have too much notes. I just kind of said Abyss took the
I
paper
have some
down her
things.
pants.
I got a few things to say about this actually.
Alright, go ahead.
So, uh, Dustin Rhodes has his boys raiding his dad's truck, looking for what was it, a cowbell and a rope? You know, some old school Georgia wrestling type beat,
Something.
and he hands his contract to Tracy and tells her he wants Raven. That's cool in the gang and whatever. But what really matters here was when Abyss came up looking horny as shit, and he has
What
this
the?
contract in his hands, and he stuffs it down her pants, strikes a pose, and dips. My man was looking. He
The
was
paper.
looking straight at those ass cheeks, bro. He had no control.
You know, he might have been horny because the paper had a huge hole in it. Now that I'm thinking about it, like when she took it out of her pants and she opened it up, there was like half the, not even half, the whole like front page was missing. It's a
But
big ass
why?
hole. I don't know.
I feel like that would be such like an inconvenience for you or whatever.
I don't know, man. I'm not Abyss.
Hey, I can't blame him. She was all cheeked up, looking like that. So I'll give it to him respectfully. But my man
All
was looking for some Jeff Hardy smoke.
right. Next up was Phi Delta Slam. I don't think they.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
oh.
yeah. I don't think they ever said the guys' names. But Phi Delta Slam, bunch of fat guys,
Is it worth remembering their names?
versus Mikey Bats and Romeo. Phi Delta Slam was a Team Trinity's team from that blow off that I never got to see because it was apparently on the pre-show of Against All Odds. I thought it was gonna be on the pay-per-view, but oh well, cool. So squash match, Frog Splash win from Phi Delta Slam.
I mean, yeah, there were a cool power moves, I guess, and the was it a splash at the end or whatever?
You know, the crowd tweeting was so bad you would have thought they were in MSG at this point.
I thought that splash they did was pretty neat, only because they fucking killed someone. But
Yeah, the it was fine, I guess. But I've seen better big men splashes, so it's like
oh, absolutely.
even
But
that was like
I'll never not hate a big man splash.
fair enough. And then after that, Dusty Rhodes announces that it's going to be Jeff Hardy and Abyss to be a Falls Count Anywhere at the next pay-per-view. And he also announces that DDP versus Jeff Jarrett is going to be at Destination X for the world title. So
Can we talk about DDP's scuffed ass, goddamn, smells like Teen Spirit, garbage ass theme song? Yo, I'm
go ahead.
sorry, bro, but like between that and Dustin Rhodes and AEW having freaking brain stew or whatever, I am tired of this. Leave these songs alone. I hated it so much. I hated it so much.
Well, I mean, TNA
E-
basically just did the Jeff or the WCW thing where you just change, you know, a note
Yeah,
and
I
you
just
change a note or two to avoid legal issues, and boom, there you go.
DDP entering to Nirvana. I hated it so much.
There you go.
You know, I hate NWA, but NWA has the right idea. Those guys didn't have any music on Power, right, I think.
Oh, I agree. That's it right there. No music, no nothing. You walk
Just cut
out,
out the
you do your
bullshit.
gimmick.
Yeah, you do the job, and you go home. End of story.
Yeah. Who needs all that
Yeah,
ballyhoo?
and the wrestling 2-minute YouTube matches. What the hell? That's great.
Yeah.
So next, DDP just comes out and says a bunch of shit, and then Jeff Jarrett comes out and he tries to attack DDP, and then he gets countered, and then Kip James comes out, or he's not Kip James yet, but he's formerly Billy Gunn. He comes out, and then Nash comes out, Diamond Cutter to Jarrett. Yeah, that I don't.
Bro,
That
but
was that
okay,
whole thing.
okay. But Jeff Jarrett though in this promo, like his outfit, my guy, the full denim, looking like uh Jay Leno, looking like my dad. I couldn't help but respect the outfit here.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, but it I don't know. When I was watching this show, it just felt like such a slog.
Oh,
Everything felt
absolutely, but I could not help but admire a full denim outfit
fair,
in
fair.
in 2005.
By
It
this
was
point,
before the time.
true. By this point, I just didn't care about anything though in this show. Like, there's probably been 5, 6 total minutes of video packages that were played of
Oh
just
yeah.
recap stuff. And keep in mind, this is only like what, a 45-minute episode or whatever.
Hmm.
That's with commercial breaks and everything taken out. So that's 40 minutes of some type of development. I don't know, but it's all bullshit. It
When
just
they're not running bullshit matches like Fight
yeah,
Delta Slam versus Bats and Romeo, yeah.
yeah, like it's I don't know. This whole thing sucked. I'm not even lying. This just show sucked. But
Who
all right,
who is getting over on this show?
I don't know. Like
Oh, that's a great question to ask in the main event, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I mean, not even this. Even this Jarrett DDP thing. Like who's really
Oh yeah, I
getting
don't.
over?
The reaction that DDP got during his promo was definitely sweetened because there's no way in shit he was
No,
getting
not at
any
all.
reaction for that subpar promo.
So next we got Shark Boy versus Chris Candido versus Chris Sabin in a, I guess, X Division showcase match. You guys want to talk about this match?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it was somewhere near the end of the match. Candido took an absolutely ridiculous bump to the floor that I thought, holy shit.
Hmm.
Which makes it funny to me that they ran the. I mean, I don't remember where else I've really seen the finish in my mind because I'm a stupid non-wrestling loving loser. But that spot they did like right before Survivor Series with Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Rhea Ripley or whatever. Got someone in the figure four and you pin them.
Yeah.
That was kind of hot.
Oh yeah. So the finish in this match came when well, the match wasn't really quick at all. They
Doing
were
their
just kind
shit.
of doing stuff. Yeah, and none of it. They were just doing stuff. There was really no psychology in this match. So the finish came when Sabin put Shark Boy in a reverse figure four, and Candido slid in and got the pin, and he put his legs on the bottom rope for leverage. So that was the finish. Candido won. It's fine.
All right, bad match. Moving on.
Yep. And the main Monty Brown versus Lance Hoyt, also known as Lance Vance Archer. So before we even talk about the finish or whatever, these guys were this match was sloppy, right? It was just like real clunky. Did anybody else feel that way?
I mean, I kind of like that it was a fucking disaster.
I don't know. I just
Something
said these
about
guys.
something about Monty Brown and Lance Hoyt just fucking
Yeah,
bumping
I
around
mean,
each other was kind of hot.
I see. Yeah, yeah. But
Also,
I just
also when Monty Brown during his entrance, all that pyro he got, bro. I'm sorry,
okay.
that got the blood
Yeah,
fucking pumping. I was like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah. I
Monty
felt like that
Brown,
was
let's
pretty dope.
go. So like the entire match, I was just thinking how much I wanted Monty Brown to pounce the holy shit out of this dude.
Monty
And
Brown.
and he did pounce the holy shit out of him.
Oh, he
That did.
did.
But like what I just pretty much my notes for this match was just these guys were like all out of position. It feels a little sloppy. And there was a botched clothesline spot over the rope. Hoyt didn't go over. And then I said Hoyt is bumping really strange. Like he kept bumping on
No
his
one
arm
went
for some
over.
reason. That's very true. So this match really isn't long. Uh, there is no finish. So Monty Brown hits the pounce. He hits a nasty pounce
The
onto
pounce.
yeah.
All
He hits
caps.
Yeah, he hits a very, very nasty pounce onto Lance Hoyt, and then the lights go out, and I think one of the announcers said somebody forgot to pay the bill,
Uh,
and then they come back on. Well, they don't even come back on. So music plays and Triton appears on the top of the ramp. He just appears
Yes.
and then he disappears.
And the match is just over.
And that's it. The match is still going. The bell has not rang. Monty Brown just hit his finish.
To this day, the match is not over.
Yeah, if you ask me, this match is still happening.
Monty Brown hit his finish, but he just didn't pin. It's not even like Triton came and interfered. No, the show just ended. So
Yeah, surely just end.
We're out of time.
We're out of time. We gotta go.
We're out of time. We gotta go. Yeah, pretty much.
No, you had time.
So
Oh,
that was that, and that was TNA Impact, February 18th, 2005. Everybody.
That was definitely Impact. That was yep.
What are your fellas' thoughts on this show?
all around good show. Everyone got their stuff in. Everyone did what they had to do. I think personally one of the better shows of the time. Yeah, and that's that. I think anyone, any aspiring wrestler can get a lot from this one episode of Impact alone, and that's pretty much that.
Yeah, the storytelling was all there. Honestly, I know it sounded like we buried this show, but really, if you don't get it, I don't understand. Just we can't all get it. It's fine. It's fine.
You're not smart enough to understand, what we're
Right,
trying to.
and that's okay. But
Yo,
just
fuck your storytelling. I'm thankful I don't have to watch this show again.
yeah,
Fuck your storytelling.
this
What about
show.
storytelling?
Yeah.
We're talking about Thursday night Raw, Thursday Raw, Thursday.
Whoa,
Thursday
hold
Raw.
on. Don't
Well, you
spoil it.
see,
Don't
Andrew just
spoil it.
doesn't get it. Andrew just
Right.
doesn't get the nuance here.
He doesn't get the nuance. He doesn't understand the storytelling.
Yeah, I guess the
Psychology.
theme hasn't gotten
Not
to me yet.
not
I'm
everyone
watching
can
up
understand. It's
NXT.
fine.
I need to watch more NXT, I guess.
What about NXT?
I gotta I gotta watch more NXT. The storytelling, the nuance, about
Oh
the
yeah.
the
You
nuance
gotta,
of running an hour-long match with no victor. The nuance and the
yeah,
storytelling.
yeah. You gotta build heat and get those viewers to tune in next week. It's the storytelling, bro. You don't
Oh,
understand.
you know what? You're right. I gotta go read some books.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
just don't get it.
slow burn.
It's the slowest of burns. You just don't get it. It's fine. We can't all,
Yeah, I
get
guess.
it.
I guess maybe I just hate wrestling that much.
You'll understand in the payoff, man.
Right.
You'll understand.
You know what? I trust you guys. I believe you.
All right, yeah. So let's go ahead and on to this.
Thursday, Raw, Thursday. Thursday, Raw, Thursday.
All right, and for the classic retro past old show that I will be reviewing, or we will be reviewing this week, I need a name for this segment, but it will be WWF Monday Night Raw, February 13th, 1997. And this is a Thursday, Raw Thursday show.
Thursday, Raw, Thursday, Raw, Thursday. In case you didn't know, it's on Thursday.
Yes, it was live on Thursday.
Thursday
Raw.
night. It was a Thursday.
And the actual title, you referred to this show as Thursday Raw Thursday.
Yeah, sorry, I said Monday Night Raw, but what I really meant was Thursday Night Raw. WWF
No. It's not Thursday night
Thursday
Raw.
Raw,
It's Thursday
Thursday.
Raw.
Thursday Raw. It was Thursday Raw Thursday, but
Raw is sandwiched
whatever.
in between two
Whatever.
Thursdays.
Whatever.
There we go.
It was Raw. Okay, fuck, it was Raw. So this Thursday, Raw Thursday, starts off actually with an intercontinental match between Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Rocky Maivia. Actually, swap that. Hunter's the champion. Rocky's the challenger. So this, I was actually very surprised to see that this was the match that was kicking off the show.
It's very odd to see a match that would probably like main event any pay-per-view about a year and a half, 2 years later. And they're opening a Monday Night Raw for the IC title, and
A
they
what?
went like 15 minutes. A
What are they
Thursday
opening?
Raw
Yeah.
Thursday,
Okay,
brother.
there we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, it was very weird to see a young babyface Triple H just trying to get over, and an even younger upstart Rocky Maivia just
Was Triple
trying
H a
his damnedest
babyface
to get
here?
over.
Yeah, Triple H was.
No,
This kind of
I
hurt
didn't.
Helmsley
No,
boy.
I didn't mean young. I didn't mean babyface in a
Like
wrestling
physically.
content.
Yes,
Yes.
physically, yes, he was a
God damn
babyface.
you, Marks.
No, I'm
Calm
sorry.
down.
Man, you got me worked.
Calm down. A young, dapper,
You had me
very, very.
holistically
Yeah, just
worked.
calm down, you Marks. God damn.
All right.
You
I
how-
see you're coming from here.
Yeah. So hip toss from Helmsley, like first move of the match, and that ring sounds disgustingly hard. It sounded like their back shatters every time they take a bump.
Yeah.
So the rings didn't get they didn't get any more like additional padding, or they didn't get safe to wrestle on until Vince decided he was gonna start taking bumps about a year and a half later. So at this point, the rings are still reinforced for Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, John Tenta, all those kind of guys.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't catch me trying to intentionally bump on a ring that goddamn hard. It sounded like what those like indie feds would do. They put like all that sheet metal underneath to make it louder or whatever. But this one was sheet
Yeah.
metal. This was the real deal.
Yeah. So the two just do a bunch of chain wrestling and transitions, and Vince McMahon is calling it all. He is, for all intents and purposes, Vince McMahon is a very good commentator on this night. I don't know if either of you guys would agree with that sentiment, but
Yeah,
Only-
it was certainly very odd to hear Vince McMahon calling hold for hold the entire match.
Only Vince knows what he wants out of pro wrestling.
yeah. So
That's
I
the
was
problem with modern wrestling, dude.
I was talking about this with Andrew when we were actually watching this show. Having Vince at commentary is probably, he knows he can just direct the outcome of a match exactly how he wants. He doesn't have to yell in somebody's headset. All he has to do is just look at the referee, and if something's not working, then something is not working. And him being out there calling a match hold for hold or whatever, he can just direct. He can direct the show any way he wants from ringside. I feel like that's kind of cool.
I remember Vince McMahon called the Great Sasuke against Taka Michinoku hold for hold. I remember that happening.
I'm gonna need a link to that after we're done here.
It's almost like Vince McMahon likes wrestling and knows wrestling.
Shit, you wouldn't think it these days.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just saying, like the modern product really gives you the thought that Vince has no clue what pro wrestling is.
Hmm.
You'd think, yeah. So Rocky spending a lot of time on top, just doing his good babyface stuff. But the heat comes when Rocky he tries to clothesline Hunter into the post, and Rocky runs into it like an idiot. So he built his own heat, and Hunter starts working over his arm, just doing general attacks to the arm, onto the mat, etc., etc. And Rocky starts firing up, and he says, "Come on, motherfucker," which cool. And there was one point where Hunter hit a pile driver, just straight
Yo,
up
honestly,
pile driver.
I thought that was where it was ending.
I thought it
Like,
was
in
gonna
all
end
honesty,
too.
I thought that was it.
I
I
was
was, I
very
was,
shocked to see such a. I mean, it was a long two, but I was very shocked to see that a pile driver was a near fall on the opener of a card in 1997. That
yeah,
just
I was,
was
I was
so
just,
weird to me.
I was just shocked that Rocky Maivia was kicking out of a pile driver from Triple H.
Well, this is Triple H still trying to get on the upswing of his career.
I mean, I guess so, but damn, I was genuinely, I was almost kind of annoyed that he kicked out.
A little bit, yeah. So Hunter tries to pedigree Rocky, but then Rocky ragdolls Hunter, taunts, and he tries to pedigree again, and Rocky does the small package and wins the IC title. New champ. And so as that's happening, Rocky does the basic, that guy was good, was a great champion, but I'm gonna be a better champion, putting over your promo, or putting over your opponent promo, but
Good
no
old
one,
make me puke promo, yeah.
yeah, nobody wants this from,
Make me puke.
yeah, nobody wants this. So, you guys got anything to say about this? I thought it was a pretty good match.
It was a cool match. It was more. It felt almost like a fight at some points, which is what I like in
Yeah,
wrestling for sure. Triple H working the arm for most of the match. That's that classic pro wrestling right there.
of course,
You
you
know,
you
slowing it down, working a body part. You know, psychology.
of course, you pick a body part, you target it, and you tell a story.
You know what I don't understand? You talk about your stories, okay? When you work a hold and stuff like that, and you're working something for the whole match. If you look at like MMA, no one is working a hold. If they get a hold, they get a hold. I don't know if that's just me, but I've been thinking about that a lot, and I don't like that people work a body part. It annoys me now for some reason.
Well, I don't know about this fake MMA bull crap, but we're talking
Yeah,
about
it's fake MMA
wrestling. I
bullshit.
don't,
Hey,
I
hey,
don't know
hey!
where
You
you're on
telling me
about
something
here.
right now? I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about pro wrestling's more real than real life. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But yeah,
brother.
I mean, it's just one of those things
You
in
know,
wrestling
people
that
I
that
you
guess
think
just
we're
have
just
wrestling's
to accept.
real.
I guess
It's
we're just not
just,
smart enough to understand the nuance psychology.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
just
you
one of
don't
those
understand
things
the
that
nuance of
you
the storytelling, brother.
it's just one of those wrestling things that you have to accept. I mean, why do people bounce back off the ropes? Come on, like it's just one of those things.
It's
You
unspoken rules.
you work a body part, you tell a story. It's the easiest.
Yeah, and you get those
It's
marks
it's
popping.
easy, cheap storytelling, right? If you can identify that someone's body part is hurt and someone else is attacking that body part, and then the person with the hurt body part eventually triumphs in the end. I mean, that's easy, cheap storytelling. Like it's wrestling 101. That's what it is. But
Yeah, I don't know about this
you're
MMA
right.
crap
If
you're
you
talking
wanted to
about, but
simulate combat, you wouldn't just work a hold and hope you do a move that gets that person to tap on that injured body part. You would, like, if you're working a neck and you get a knee bar by chance, you do a knee bar. It's just how it
Shut
is.
up, bitch.
And
No.
Sonny comes out and introduces Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, versus Aldo Montoya and Sparkplug Bob Holly. I don't know
Spark
why
plug.
I
Sonny
don't
came
I don't
out and
know I don't
introduced.
know what the hell this dude Aldo Montoya was wearing, but there's a reason I never heard of this dude until this match.
Yeah, so I didn't. I don't think I had too many notes for this match other than Bob Holly hit a really nice Frankensteiner, and he just kind of beat both of the Headbangers up at once until they turned it into a very classic heel babyface, slow it down, brother kind of match. Stupid ref, cheating, etc., etc.
I feel like this match's purpose was to serve as backdrop for what the commentary were talking about, not so much the match itself. Because for the majority of this contest, Jerry Lawler and Vince were like shooting about all the problems that Shawn Michaels had as the WWF champion. It was like the most
Yeah,
jarring thing for Vince to just openly claim responsibility for Shawn Michaels' knee injury from the. I mean, admittedly, that the schedule is absolutely insane,
yeah,
and I think everyone can recognize that. Up until recent times, the WWE schedule was always just absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it took a pandemic to get people to finally get some rest. If we're being honest.
Well,
The
yeah. I mean, it's there are still people in need of rest, though, if you know what I mean.
True.
And kind of questionable stuff.
So it was a very, very nothing match. Thrasher attempts a moonsault, and this is Montoya comes in for a hot tag, and then he gets the headbangers do their finish. So it's a power bomb, top rope leg drop combo, which I thought was pretty sick, and that's the finish.
Yeah, that was good.
And next up,
What they've
we
been waiting
got
for all night.
And
Shawn
we've been
Michaels
waiting.
coming out to relinquish the WWF Championship, the WWF World Title, which sounds weird to say. That's what it is. And we can all admit that Shawn Michaels was off his ass, right? He was zooted. He was out there in space.
I think throughout the promo, he was slowly losing himself more and more.
I think so too.
I think at the
So
start, his his cool was pretty good, but I think as the promo went on, he was slowly starting to kind of slip away
He
from himself.
he certainly lost something. Uh,
So through very slurry words, he just basically says he's been here before, but giving up the title this time might be the biggest thing that he's ever done. He's just saying that Brett and Sid and all those other guys are gonna finally have a chance now that he's going away, and he says that
yeah, I've been
he won't be near the title for a very long time.
I've been burying those guys for too long. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, they can finally have a chance.
I
So
threatened Vader's career for too long.
so this is what February '97.
Hmm.
And this is the year of the Montreal Screwjob, so he wasn't away from the title for too long. This promo was super weird, right? Just he was I don't
I
know what
think
he was on.
I think the way Sean kept like awkwardly hugging the championship was kind of funny. I think, um, especially after Sean hands the title over to Gorilla Monsoon, and he's pretty much finished up his promo. He
Yeah.
goes to leave, embracing the crowd and whatnot on his way out.
Well,
This one,
hold on. Before
whoa,
you
what?
go that far, this is the classic promo, so I gotta say the part.
Yes.
Sean just says that he's gonna go home and assess what he's gonna do in his career, and he says that he's lost a lot over the last year. But most importantly, he's lost his smile, so now he's got to go and find it. And as he is leaving, there are grown women just bawling their eyes out for Shawn Michaels having to relinquish the belt and find his smile.
Fucking March.
Yeah, we saw kids crying too. There was like some kids up on the balcony, like
Yeah,
teary eyes. I was like,
yeah.
damn.
It was
If only they knew.
if only they knew.
If only they knew that Shawn Michaels would never stay. Oh my God, he would not stay away.
So Shawn Michaels goes outside of the ring and well, go ahead and take it away, Andrew.
All right, so this is when this goddamn jabroni ass nerd ass Mark tries to get this dude Shawn Michaels to too sweet him, and I gotta say, part of me really beside well, Bullet Club, cool and all, right? And too sweet and the click and all that and cool and whatever.
Yeah.
Too
But
sweet.
Too
and
sweet.
in the modern wrestling age, if you're not in the Bullet Club, too sweet can fucking die. Okay,
Yeah,
it
so
needs to stop.
In 1997, this Mark wearing an NWO shirt tries to give Shawn Michaels a too sweet, and then
He
he
got
gets ignored.
nothing. He got nothing.
But what's even funnier is as Shawn is going down the line shaking hands, another Mark puts out a too sweet, and Shawn gives that Mark a too sweet. So you hate to see it, but you really love it.
No, I love to see it.
So next up was a match with Undertaker and Savio Vega, which this match was super weird.
This match made no sense.
So Undertaker throws Vega in the corner, and he's doing his best pure striker shtick, and he, does the rope walk or whatever.
He was doing the best. He was doing best pure striker before he got the boxing gloves. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think Andrew said the same thing. Yeah,
I said the exact same thing watching. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he ain't got the MMA gloves yet. What the hell?"
Yeah.
It ain't even 2000.
So they put a graphic up for a place in Tennessee to get some tickets or whatever for a show and block out the number. And then Savio Vega just starts beating the Undertaker's ass. This, this was
he was
super weird.
man was getting heat on the Undertaker.
He was getting all the heat on the Undertaker is, Vega's giving up a good 6-7 inches to the Undertaker, and Undertaker is the Undertaker. Yeah. So
and they made him the underdog in this match.
He is selling a lot. Savio Vega is getting a lot of offense in. There's this one moment where he did like two nice ass spinning roundhouses and then a spinning heel kick, which was really beautiful. But he just got so much heat on the Undertaker. It was super weird. He hit a scorpion kick when Undertaker rushed him, and then he just started working a lot of holds. And then Undertaker was doing a comeback or whatever, and he was going for a famouser, I think, and he just like crushed his midsection, which looked kind of disgusting.
Oh yeah, that looked really brutal.
And then Undertaker hit his very new Death Valley choke slam, and he gets the win. So that was this match. This match was really weird. This match was super fucking weird, actually.
Yeah. Yep.
After the match, for some reason,
10 minutes.
Was it 10 minutes?
It was a 10-minute match.
This is like what, the second longest match on the show, aside from the opener title match. Holy
I think
shit.
it was. I don't think anything else went past 5 minutes.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure why exactly, but the Nation of Domination comes out immediately. Oh, mostly Farouk comes out and just starts beating the shit out of the Undertaker, and then Ahmed Johnson is the one to come out to save him. And I'm not sure what connection the Undertaker and Ahmed Johnson have at this point.
I think they're just faces, honestly. Faces had friends back in the day. They didn't just get beat up.
Yeah, these days there's no friends.
Yeah, nobody in WWE has friends nowadays. Everyone's a loser. And
if you have friends, they turn on you.
Right. All the baby faces, you just get jobbed out every time there's a beatdown or whatever. So nobody has friends.
That's for true.
So, yeah, weird Nation Domination beatdown. And then up next is Psycho Sid versus Steve Austin. The two guys are just doing a bunch of shit, and JR says it's not going to be a catch-can classic right after Stone Cold low blows Sid right in the balls. So, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. I was expecting a Mac Classic after that, if you ask me, I'm just saying.
Anything you guys want to say about this match?
Well, Sid was pretty over.
Sid was super over, yeah. He got pyro. Yeah, he was
super
over.
He had the sign with the name and the sparklers, and he had the whole thing going on for him.
So during this whole match, all I could honestly do was just look at how well Austin was taking bumps because he still has a neck at this point. That's all I could like.
Yeah, the distinct lack of knee braces was quite jarring almost for me because, myself being born in 2000, I had never gotten any Steve Austin but double knee brace Steve Austin.
Yeah.
So seeing him, truly wrestling outside of like maybe the WrestleMania 13 match I watched that everyone in the universe has watched.
Yeah, of
It was
course.
it was almost cool to be able to see Steve Austin like wrestling the way he once was actually able to.
Yeah, Steve Austin was a very, very good professional wrestler before he broke his neck. Uh, well, technical wrestler. He was
He was
pretty
still
much off
good. It
the
was
break.
just the
Yeah, he
whole
was still
style
good,
changed.
but he had to become a brawler, and he couldn't really be a technician, which he was more so a technician before he couldn't be anymore,
Well, if
which
you're gonna be
is
called the ringmaster, you fucking better be a technician, brother.
true,
Shit.
true. So Sid is making a comeback, and Bret Hart comes in and attacks Austin. Austin wins by DQ, and Sid is pissed, so he starts attacking Bret, and the two just start brawling, and a whole bunch of guys start pulling them away. And that was that. So Vader just says a whole bunch of shit up next, and he says, "Who's the man? What time is it?"
Vader time.
This promo
Yeah.
this promo was an absolute disaster, train wreck, if you will. I think Vader repeated himself at least 3 times in a row in
Yeah,
this promo.
he just said shit. I wasn't just said shit. He didn't really. Okay, so he talked, but he didn't say anything at all. That's how I put it. He talked,
Yeah,
but he didn't say
He
anything.
talked a lot and didn't say anything.
Okay, so the next matchup it was a tag match. It was an impromptu tag match between Farouk and Crush versus Owen Hart and the British Bulldog. So Owen takes a like disgusting back body drop. I mean, he goes up into the lights. It's a disgusting back body drop on this hard ass mat and immediately tags out. So I know it sucked. So was this the match that was an impromptu title match
Title
out of
match.
nowhere
Yeah.
that kept switching
So
back and forth?
for
Yeah.
some reason it felt like commentary kept like pussyfooting around whether or not this was a title match or not, because I know that you and I, Marquise, were having a really hard time distinguishing what the hell was happening.
Yeah,
Because
so
1 second Vince would say this is a title match, the next second he'd say something about it not being a title match.
yeah, they didn't announce it being a title match when the guys came out, and then the match started, and then Vince was like, "Oh yeah, it's a title match," right before it goes to commercial break, and then it comes back into a pile driver, which is nuts. Pile driver 2 count, not even a long 2 count, just like 2 count, and then I guess once again they say it's a title or not a title match, and then before the match ends, he says one more time that it is a title match, and then it ends in a count out. So
Do you remember what Vince said about the body scissors in this match? And
you
the segue into the ad read during the match?
yeah
Wait, what was it? Speaking of body scissors, or something like that.
He said,
How would you
speaking
like
of
to be
body
body?
scissors, how would you like to be body scissored by La Femme Nikita? Airing
Coming up
immediately
next
after,
on
yeah, immediately
SmackDown.
after Raw, La Femme Nikita. I could
yep.
not believe my ears that Vince McMahon in 1997 said, "Would you like to be body scissored by La Femme Nikita?" But I heard it, so
Mm.
he said that.
Dude,
So during this match, they cut to Bret Hart staring at the TV like a weirdo, and he starts cutting a promo during the match. Is there any reason that I was supposed to care about this match?
Is there any reason you're supposed to care about the show besides,
Fair,
just having it?
fair. That's very fair. So Owen finally gets a hot tag, um, spinning heel kick, missile drop kick, whatever, whatever, and then Owen fakes a knee injury, and he gets himself counted out. I guess he didn't want to lose the belts. That may have or may not have been on the line. Still not too sure about that.
Still very unsure. I think the main
And
issue is like, when the ref doesn't hold the titles up before the match, how is it really a title match,
Yeah, but if the
Mhm.
boss,
Because he
if
sure
you
as
got
hell
the
did
boss
not.
in your ear telling the world that it's a title match, I feel like that's a bit more power than the ref.
Well, I mean, they were just flip flopping. I had no clue what the hell was happening.
Shit, me either. And finally, we get to the main event: Vader and Bret Hart. Bret gets great pyro. Oh, also Undertaker appears before the match starts and says that they will have to look into the eyes of the Reaper and that they and Steve Austin can't beat him.
Cool.
And
Rest
rest
in
in
peace.
peace. He's been saying that for 30 years.
Yeah. So, commercial break. Cut back and before when Undertaker said all that,
So
right
much happened before the
before
match.
yeah. So right after Undertaker said that, the bell rings, and then Vader tosses Bret outside of the ring. Austin comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Bret Hart, and then commercial break, come back, match is not thrown out for some reason.
Yeah, except for, when Brett did it to Austin earlier in the night, they did throw out the match. So I don't
Yeah,
know what the
so
hell this was
really didn't
about.
understand that at all. That was very, very confusing to me. Brett, does a really nice power slam counter as Vader he attempts a crossbody off the top rope. And Brett was doing a whole lot of power moves in this
Yeah,
match,
on
which was
That
Vader.
made no
super
sense.
weird.
He was like burying Vader's size
He
by
was doing,
power slamming him
so
all over the
power
ring.
slams, back body drops, back suplexes,
A
Like
fucking body slam,
scoop
period.
slams.
Yeah.
Super fucking weird. He was
I
doing a
feel
whole
like
bunch of power moves on Vader.
that's that's almost like if Shawn Michaels had done power moves on Vader. Like what?
Yeah,
Like
it's
no, that you
so
should gimmick
weird.
it that he can't even lift him to put
Yeah.
over Vader. What the fuck?
So,
But for some reason, Brett can't get the sharpshooter in.
yeah. Well, I guess he just reversed it a couple of times. It's super weird. I don't know. So as he's doing all this shit to Vader, he finally gets the sharpshooter in, but it's right at the ropes, which is very un-Bret Hart like. This ring technician would have certainly pulled Vader
Well,
away.
honestly, I think it's just because Vader would have never been able to get to the rope himself at that point if they were in the middle of the
That's
ring.
that's probably fair actually.
So I think
So
that was to protect Vader.
Brett gets the sharpshooter in and he lets go at 3, a long 3. So, kind of shades of him turning heel or whatever. That slow burn with him and Austin.
Almost like there's like a double turn or something coming up for him or
Almost
something.
kind of crazy. And then Vader goes for the Vader salt and he misses and Brett just simply pins him and wins. And that's it.
How did WWE mess this guy up, man? Vader. He's so good. He's so good. And they just
Because
fuck
they
him up.
hey, well,
You think
you know
Vince
how it
McMahon
goes.
gives a fuck about
If
Big Man Vader?
yeah, if Vince didn't make Vader, why the fuck would he want to push him, right? He didn't make that guy.
Whatever.
Vince never pushes anything he didn't make himself unless it's forced on him.
He finally got Sting and buried him.
Yo, for real. Oh my god.
You honestly think that Vince McMahon was the one that buried Sting?
You
I
don't?
mean, it was Triple H, but it was still Vince.
It was Vince's call at the end of the day.
Yeah, who's booking these matches, brother?
Right. Vince is the booker.
WWE is a show for one man, and that's Vince McMahon. It's for him. It's not for us.
I'm sure Hunter got a lot of sway, but at the end of the day, Vince is the booker. So
Yeah, it's like, I'm not letting no goddamn NWO go over my D-Generation X. This is
if
my
he
Monday
truly
Night
wanted
Wars,
Sting to
brother.
go over, then Sting would have gone over.
Things should have gone over, but that's neither here nor there.
It's neither here nor there. It is what it is. It was like 6 years ago, whatever the fuck.
Damn, it was 6 years ago.
Nope. 5.
5.5.
6 years ago was the Daniel Bryan one.
5.5.
2014.
Take it or leave it.
Man.
Take it.
I haven't watched a
Yeah.
WrestleMania in like 2.5, 3 years.
That's a good choice, honestly, at this point.
Oh, I am so glad that I made that choice. They're too fucking long. I can't stomach a wrestling pay-per-view that long. Sickening, honestly.
Well, now they're just doing it 2 nights because Wrestle Kingdom did it. So like, which makes me almost kind of fearful that WrestleMania from now on is going to be a 2-day
I feel like that
ordeal.
was purely circumstantial. Sure, it
I have,
worked
I have, I
well,
have, I have
but I think
fears.
it was purely circumstantial. They just had to do some makeshift shit because they were doing stuff at the PC. I think Vince is gonna go back to having his 8-hour WrestleMania extravaganza. So fuck.
Well, if that's the case, then he can most certainly miss my ass with that.
And that was Monday Night Raw, or excuse me, Thursday Raw Thursday,
Yeah, get it right, you
February
jabroni
13th,
bitch.
1997. What did you guys think of the show?
It was a
Uh,
show that was raw, and it was on a Thursday, and it was on a Thursday.
yeah. Kind of similar to my opinions for TNA Impact 2005, February, whatever, man. I just think, really good showcase of wrestling here. A lot of psychology, a lot of angle storytelling that, in the long term.
Okay, see, well, this show I enjoyed it much more
Yes,
than
this show was
uh,
much easier. Which it's funny
Impact.
that this show was a whole almost 45 minutes longer, but
And
it
it
was
flowed
so
so
much.
much
It
better.
was so much easier to watch than Impact.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Impact felt like I was like slowly. It felt like like the opening of Robot Chicken, where they got the dude's eyes pried open, and he's got to look at all these screens and shit. That's almost how I felt watching the latter
Yeah,
half
so
of that episode of Impact.
yeah, when I was actually watching that Impact episode, I started watching it at probably 2 in the morning, honestly, and I just ended up going to sleep with probably about 10 minutes to go because I was just like, I'd rather just finish this shit tomorrow than force myself to stay up for another 10 minutes for Impact. So that's how I felt about that episode. It was not worth it.
Nah, it was.
But I want to thank you guys for joining me. I had a kind of very, very wonderful time recording this episode. You guys have been
Yeah,
awesome.
you fucking better have.
So shut up.
Thanks, man.
You didn't even want to answer your fucking phone.
Hey, listen, brother. A man's got to get a.
Just shoot.
Listen, brother. Listen, I'm shooting from the hip right now. Sometimes a brother needs some sleep, brother Jack dude. Okay? Happens.
All right, everybody. So you can find the podcast on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, of course. Now, thank you. Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. Don't forget to go ahead and go on Apple Podcasts and leave a 5-star rating, and just go ahead and leave a review. Say some nice things. You guys want to say anything on
I'm going
this
to give you
episode?
a 5-star review right now.
Go do it. Go do it.
I think I already left a 5-star.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Anything
that's
you
it.
guys want to plug?
I ain't got nothing to
Uh,
plug. What do you think? I do things?
Good.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I don't know. You'll probably find me if you want to find me. That's it.
Fair enough. Well, once again, thank you guys for joining me. And everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you for wasting your time with us. And I will see you all next time.